Hello, gardening friends. This is a hot topic today because this one drives me crazy. So we're going to be talking about leggy petunias and how to fix it, and taking a look at this more than just surface area. So have you experienced leggy petunias, and what is your solution? Let's see if it's the right solution.
Well, let's talk about what is leggy petunias.
Sure. All right.
Leggy
I would
petunias.
say you've got an
Yep.
example of that.
So I have this in a pot, and it's stretching out one way instead of forming that nice ball. This one actually is doing okay, but it does have some kind of stretching out.
Yeah.
They're grown really tight together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this one is trying to find its way in life. And
well, it's searching. What's it searching for?
it's searching for light.
Yeah. Yeah. So normally, legginess is that it's stretching. There's a reason for legginess, okay? And what drives me crazy is people are hack happy, okay? They are. Like, you go onto any like Super Petunias Facebook page or whatever, and 9 out of 10 people are like, just cut it back. Well, okay, that doesn't fix the problem. There is a problem. So let me say this loud and clear. Leggy petunias is a symptom. Okay, it's a symptom that something's wrong. Now we need to figure out what's wrong so that we can address the issue and fix what's wrong before we. I mean, I'm not against cutting back leggy petunias.
And the solution might be cut it back.
Yeah.
But that's not the fixing solution.
Right. What caused that legginess in the first place? So we got to fix that. That's like, I have a broken leg. I think I'll put a Band-Aid on it. And 2 weeks later, I'm limping around. I'm like, my leg just doesn't feel good. I'll put another Band-Aid on it. And that's what we find is that with leggy petunias, and people are so hack happy, and they're like, yeah, I cut back my petunias 4, 5, 6 times during the summer. Fix the problem. Because if you just hack it back again, guess what? In 2 weeks, you got leggy petunias again because you didn't fix the problem.
So the problem would be not enough light.
Yeah.
That's one really.
It's one of the. There's a lot of big
There's
ones.
a lot of different
and
ones.
they can all kind of combine together. So yeah. So lack of sunlight. You have it in the wrong spot. You're trying to put super petunias in a really shaded area, or they're competing. These are competing against each other. They're right next to each other, and so they're kind of getting leggy. And it happens to us in the greenhouses.
And
These were leggy.
This doesn't apply to just petunias.
Sure, yeah.
This applies
stretch.
to plants in general. Yeah.
These hanging baskets, they're gorgeous, right? They were kind of leggy early on because they're competing. They were so close to each other, and once we started getting some room in the greenhouses and we pull them apart, then look what they did. They just, boom, they filled right in. They were leggy petunias, but we corrected the problem, which we knew, and that happens to us every year. So, lack of appropriate sunlight. Petunias need a lot of sun.
And space, just overall space.
Yeah.
Because these had plenty of sunlight, but they were pretty close together. So then they're not as much sunlight, and then they're trying to stretch through each other.
Yeah.
And they were just too close together.
Yeah, and a lot of the pots that we have, we're kind of growing them tight. A lot of them look like this, but as soon as they are spaced appropriately, boom, they just fill right in. So once we have the care correct and the spacing, they fill right in.
These were planted at the same time. This one is in a larger container, and it had a little bit
Makes
more
a
space.
difference, yeah.
Not, you can see it was still pretty tight with other ones, but it had more space than these did.
This had the
But
appropriate space.
they were planted at the exact same time.
So what else then? Super petunias especially are heavy feeders, and when you're not feeding them, when you're not fertilizing at least once a week, yeah, that'll do it too, because they want to grow. They're bred for growth and heavy production, flowers and growth. And these hanging baskets behind us, they will double in size yet throughout the summer. They're heavy feeders. So if we're not feeding them at least once a week, Yeah, they'll get leggy. Because they want to get to be this great big behemoth, but they don't have the appropriate nutrients to grow. So they'll get leggy in that sense.
So once they are leggy,
Mm-hmm.
because if you're doing everything right, you're not going to have a leggy petunia.
Right.
You might have a petunia that will grow like a teenager and will all of a sudden have one growing like straight up,
Yes.
or coming straight out the bottom
Early on in the season.
early on in the season, and,
Yeah.
and think of that as just
Yeah, that's.
it's unusual growth, but it's all gonna fill in eventually. It's just that they're young.
Yeah,
That's
yes.
that's
They
the
do.
best I have.
And when you have a hanging basket and one side's doing this and the other side has fallen down already, like that is actually normal, and we'll tell people that. Like early on in our season, there'll be some hanging baskets, and
They just kind of look crazy.
Yeah, they're like bad hair day. Well, they're growing up, and then maybe one side falls down, and then the other side finally falls down, and then boom, then they fill in.
Right.
Yeah, so that's not legginess. That's just natural growth. It's not done yet.
But when you actually have a leggy petunia, what can they do besides hacking it off
Mm-hmm.
and starting over again? Which might be a really good thing because it'll promote growth inside here. But if you don't want to do that, you have to move it.
Right,
you have
right.
to
Well, we gotta
figure
fix
out the problem.
Yeah, no, let me get to a couple other problems. I'm going to say watering, care. Care, and it's probably going to be overwatering or underwatering. And we find that most people will overwater. They're like, yeah, I water this hanging basket till it runs out the bottom. Terrible idea.
Yeah.
That's not correct. So yeah, you can have that flippant care. And flippant care would just be like, yeah, I'll just water it whenever I want to. These require a lot of water, and you might be watering multiple times if it's really hot, so that flippant care of, yeah, I just water it whenever I feel like it. Well, that's not going to work, and your petunias will look like it.
Or people that are weekenders and they say, well, I'm only up once a week, but
Yeah.
the rain will do it.
Yeah, no. Yeah. This is an umbrella. So if it rains, it sheds right off of this because this is so thick. It's literally an umbrella. So yeah, rain does not water super petunias. But when that watering is not correct, overwatering, underwatering, or the combination of, I didn't water them at all for a week, now they're almost dead and dying, now I try to dump 5 gallons onto it and try to make up for lost time, which doesn't work. And they stress out, that dry, wet, dry, wet, dry, wet. Yeah, they'll look like it. So that flip and care, the incorrect watering, that's going to do a lot of damage, and a lot of people get into that that bad habit, and their hanging baskets look like it. And we have several examples. If you want to see some examples of that, our Help My Hanging Basket series on our YouTube channel, we have several videos of, whew, yeah, they're like, hey, what's wrong with my hanging basket? I'm like, oh my goodness. Yeah, so flip and care, that's going to do it. Okay, so if we address a problem, and now we want to
Promote growth.
Yeah, we want to get back on track. What do we do? So first off, it might be appropriate to go through and trim back. It might be, and I'm just gonna say, of thousands of hanging baskets that we did this year, I trimmed back one out of several thousand hanging baskets, and that's because it had frost damage. This was not ours. Customer brought it back. It froze. And we're trying to cut off some damaged
They brought
material.
it back because you asked.
I talked to them.
Yes.
It was, don't bring me back hanging baskets. But I'm just saying that I only trimmed back one hanging basket out of many thousands. So okay, but if we do, what are we gonna do? I think you have a scissors.
I don't have one. on
Okay,
me.
we'll pretend. So
You didn't warn me on that.
So if we're going to trim back, and we do have several videos on our YouTube channel of actually trimming back something like this. Now
Here, I'll take this one.
two ways that I would go about this. So if I did want to cut this back, just go ahead and take a scissors and give it a good haircut. Okay, so we've identified that, yeah, it's appropriate that we can either cut it back or we fix the problem and get this into the appropriate amount of sunlight so that it's not competing against each other and stretching like it does. So really what we do more often is pull these hanging baskets apart,
Right.
and this will fill in when it doesn't have to compete against other plants that are right next to it. So, but if we do need to go through and cut back, go ahead, give it a good haircut, cut it back, and then we start feeding right away with the Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer because we want to promote that growth.
And also, if they're in a smaller pot like this, it's so beneficial to get them into a bigger basket or your container. The roots are already starting to form in there, and it'll just push out more growth quicker.
Oh yeah. So you just did up a lot of, basically a last round of hanging baskets.
did.
They all look like this. Okay. Now, did you trim any of them back?
It did.
Yeah, because
I didn't want to start right over from scratch. There's nothing wrong with this. It'll send out all new shoots on here, and it will grow thick. But I just wanted it to have that length right away.
So you put together a lot of 12-inch hanging baskets.
Did.
You put, what, 4 or 5 of these in?
I did 5.
5, yeah.
And you say, well, wouldn't they be competing at that point? They don't.
They'll mix through.
You know,
and-
when you're big like this, and they're trying to grow through each other, it forms that ball.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So it doesn't.
As you can see.
But when they're sitting pot tight like this, or they're stretching for that light, like really bad, that's when you get that, like real string.
And they're looking great already.
They are.
And I've been feeding heavily. I shouldn't say heavy, but very often. I'm feeding I'm almost feeding every single time, just because I want to push that growth. So there's a lot of hanging baskets. That plant material looked like this. Amy put in
It's
4 or
not
5.
too late to get your
your
single ones and plant them.
So if you got a 12-inch hanging basket and you bought 4 or 5 super petunias, put them into a hanging basket. Yeah, it does not take long.
Ideally, should we have maybe cut these to force that growth early on? Yes, we just didn't have time.
Yeah, and it's really there's no wrong answer. Like, we could have cut them, or we just let them grow because now they have their appropriate room and they'll fill in. And you know, we do this every year. So you know, we start growing our hanging baskets in February, and once those are gone, now we have to do another crop, and so we don't have, time's not on our side, so we plant again, and they fill out nicely. It does not take long once you have the sunshine in the summer and you're feeding appropriately. So don't just get happy with cutting back your petunias. And again, today we're talking about super petunias.
But fix the problem first.
Yeah. Don't just my petunias always look like this. Okay, well then you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, if you're having to cut it more than one time or at all, you have something wrong and you need to figure out what that is.
Yeah, fix the problem. So if you heard nothing today, fix the first, and then you can move on to having beautiful hanging baskets all summer long.
Look at this thing. Like, this isn't brought up. There is no AI on this. This goes all the way around. Look at that.
Yeah, that
It is
I think it's huge.
amazing.
And that's going to double in size yet. You know, these are just babies, and they are going to double in size because we're doing everything correctly, and they'll show that they're going to get big and beautiful.
So you talked about the fertilizer. We have retailers across the United States.
Yeah. 2
of them today are...
Yeah, so we want to highlight a few of our Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer retailers, and we have Flower Frenzy Greenhouse in Dillon, Montana. So Flower Frenzy Greenhouse in Dillon, Montana, and also Whippledale Farm Greenhouse in Bedford, Virginia.
Excellent.
Yeah, so those are 2 of our newest Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer retailers. Go ahead, take it away.
If you are not near those areas, then you can go on the beatyourneighbor.com, look at the retailer map, and see who's in your area. We have like 120, 130,
Almost 130, yeah, right now.
130 retailers around the country. We can ship to 48 states. So if you don't have one near you, we can ship to you. You can just go on the beatyourneighbor.com and shop right from there. We really encourage you to go in and support those retailers though.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have more on the way. They keep contacting us, which is, they're contacting us because you're walking into those greenhouses and saying, hey, I would buy Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer from you if you had it here. And boy, magically they start emailing us,
asking, what is this?
Yeah, and letting us know, hey, we had 6 people today contacted us. We would love to be a retailer.
Yeah.
So,
and if you are a retailer and you want to contact us, it's at the info@beatyourneighbor.com.
yeah. All right. So, thanks for watching. Don't be hack happy. Fix the problem.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.